Back with us now, energy expert Nick Loris. He's the Vice President of Public Policy at C3 Solutions. Nick, it's great to see you. First, let's get your reaction to John Kerry and what critics are calling his bizarre statements at the World Economic Forum in Davos, Switzerland. Watch this.
I mean, it's so almost extraterrestrial to think about, quote, saving the planet. So how do we get there? Well, the lesson I've learned in the last years, and I learned it as secretary, and I've learned it since, reinforced in spades, is money, 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 money. And I'm sorry to say that.
Nick, is he really sorry to say that? And people on climate change are, quote, extraterrestrial? What did you think of all that?
Yeah, that's extraterrestrial thinking, that's for sure. And John Kerry said something else. He said they're doing the talking in Davos, when in reality, it's the people out in the world who are making progress on energy abundance and climate change. It's the investors, the innovators, and the private sector that's actually getting to work to make sure Americans and the rest of the world have affordable, reliable energy and a cleaner planet.
All right, the government just approved $369 billion on climate change. And Kerry needs even more taxpayer money when we don't even know where the money went and if it was going toward profitable, successful endeavors. I mean, how are they going to get their climate change goals when he's been flying planes to Davos and around the world?
Yeah, what they really need to be talking about is getting the government out of the way. We have permitting obstacles, we have regulatory obstacles, all that's impeding energy innovation and climate progress. And we need the private sector to lead. He's right, we can use and need money, 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 but that money needs to come from the private sector, taking their own risks and making their own endeavors to provide affordable, reliable energy. It shouldn't be built on the backs of taxpayers, because that's how you get a lot of economic losses, and that's how you get a lot of market distortions that impede energy innovation.
Why couldn't they Skype or Zoom? I mean, Greenpeace is saying they're flying polluting airplanes to Davos, like John Kerry, saying this is ecological hypocrisy. I mean, last year, flying those planes was equal to about 350,000 cars, and that half of them could have easily taken the train. That's what that's what Greenpeace said in a commissioned study.
Yeah, the environmental hypocrisy has been going on for decades now, and that's what frustrates American people the most, is that you have a lot of elites and government officials telling people how to live their lives, what car to drive, what stove to use, what type of food to eat, while they do all of the opposite things that actually make the climate worse. So we should have more consumer choice. We should have more energy innovation. We should let consumers decide, rather than having government elites telling people how to live their lives.
Let's watch more of the crazy stuff they're saying in Davos, and watch an Australian politician take it on. Watch this.
I think it was principally about our energy independence.
These lunatics in the United Nations and some of the large corporations who are benefiting and pushing climate alarm, they're essentially saying that this planet around us, this speck in the universe, is controlled by humans, and it's absolute and it's dangerous.
That was Senator Chris Coons kicking it off, saying climate, green energy will make us energy independent. What did you make of that and what the Australian politician just said?
Yeah, there's a lot to unpack, and certainly climate change is real. Humans are having an impact and we're driving warming, but at the same time, we need a sensible, all of the above energy strategy that empowers American innovators. We need fossil fuels. We're going to need nuclear, renewables. It's really going to be all of the above. That's the way we get to ensure that we have energy security, that we keep the grid reliable, and then we make environmental progress. So yes, I think we should take action on climate change, but we can't do it in ways that harm American consumers, American families, or the economy.
Got it. Nick Loris, thanks for joining us.